Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. In video number 54, I replaced a faulty micro USB port on this Wyze Cam version 3, and I added basically my own cable and spliced it onto the connector coming from the actual camera. And this proved to work correctly. We're gonna look at how it's working right now. But now I have the actual connector. It arrived, and we're gonna replace this bodge job here with the actual female micro USB connector. So let me do a quick test to show you that it's working the way it is right now. So I'm gonna plug in. There we go. And you can see that red light on the camera come on, and it will be blinking in a moment. There we go. Now let me unplug. The next step is this was what I did before. I'm gonna cut it off, cut this spliced piece off, and then we're gonna splice the new cable on. So hopefully the cables here, the colors match. I will check for that using continuity. I will check that the colors here match what we have already. And then this is a female micro USB connector. So then we can test it once we're done. Alright, let's cut this side. And then I'm going to cut the other side. Alright, so the way I have the port set up now, the plastic part is on the bottom of the USB connector. And I'm going to test continuity between the various colors here and the pins inside the port. Let's start with the black wire. And you'll hear a tone. And let me bring up the multimeter on the screen. Here we go. You'll hear a tone, and you'll see zeros there on the screen. So this is the black. Pin number 1 on the left. Yeah. So it's black first on the left. See if green is the next one. Yeah. White. Next one should be white. And the last one, red. Yeah. Okay. So it's black, green, white, red. Now I'm going to test the connector that I received. So here I have a USB-A to micro USB cable, and I'm going to plug it into the connector that we received. Okay, it's in. And now we're going to do the same continuity tests that we did before to verify that the colors match. Starting from all the way on the left should be the black wire here. So this is black, and it should be all the way on the left. Yeah. Followed by green, should be the next one. White. And the last one is red. Yeah, all good. So we can basically follow the colors when splicing. Alright, we're back, and so what I did offline was I stripped this cable back so that I can expose the 4 wires, and now I'm going to tin them, and I'm also going to tin the connector, the new connector. And then I also put some heat shrink on the 4 individual wires here so that we can cover them. And I'm planning to put a bigger heat shrink on, to cover it, to cover even the 4 wires also. It will be like a double protection. Alright. Okay. And now I'm going to start soldering the wires together based on the colors. Black, white, and the flux. Black wire. And then the green wire. Then we have white. And finally, the red. Alright, so the black heat shrink I originally used was a bit too small. I couldn't get them over the soldering points. So I've replaced it with bigger heat shrink and redid the soldering. And now we're going to shrink, well, the heat shrink. Here we go. Now I'm going to pull the bigger one and hopefully it slides over all of this. Yeah, okay. Thank God that slid just fine. And now we'll heat shrink that one. Alright, time to attach the camera and do a test. Okay, there are 2 connectors, but for now I'm only interested in the power connector. The other one is like a microphone thing. Alright, so I've plugged the connector in. I'll keep it like this for now. And then I'm going to connect the USB-C. There we go. And I'm going to plug it in. And we'll wait for that red light, and then it's supposed to turn to blinking. There we go. Okay, we have a red light. And that should start blinking momentarily. There we go. Alright, I'm going to take 5 or 10 minutes to assemble this. We have a few parts and some screws to put in. I'll probably have to watch my original video just to see where everything goes. And then we'll do a final test. Alright, and this is fully assembled now. And I'm going to plug it in, and we're going to look for the red light again. And I put up the USB meter up there in the top right corner. We should start seeing some amps being drawn. Plugging in now. I have to put this down so I can hold. Okay. Okay, I plugged it in. Red light. And it's drawing currently 100, 200 and around 260 milliamps. Alright, so I think this is fixed. Once again, this is what we did. And this is the connector basically. I'm gonna disconnect it now, and you're gonna see that green number, the amps, it's gonna go down to 0. There we go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.